received the memo. In case you didn't, you just got listed animatronics from the CEO said us yesterday. These animatronics are manufactured by one of the finest rocket companies out there. They walk around and say, speaking of, look at what we found lying around in the back. Cameras. They're pretty damn old though. The colours that you see in the cameras would be dull. Also, these animatronics aren't allowed to be turned off. The engineers that we met yesterday said that turning the robot off would make the vessel rusty, causing them to collapse. Yeah, you have to keep track of them wherever they go. You can close the door shut and see them coming through your office. These doors are special and do require a lot of power. I think it's because the door is powered by some kind of piston system, and it usually pushes down to keep the animatronics from pulling the door. Not to worry though, you can recharge it by the charging panel. The charging panel can be found at the right side of the room. Use this to take the power from our generator and transfer it to the building power, which is used by our doors and cameras. The charging panel also allows you to seal the vent. Parking room 1 and parking room 2. Use one of the animatronics there to try to climb through the vent. Now the rest of the animatronics may use the elevator to go down. You can control where the elevator is by the camera. To switch over to Cam 14, you can control the elevator there. Now, we also received an unused animatronic that came along with the other one. Now that animatronic ignores the door, climbs through walls and ceilings to stop him from getting away. Dive the camera and then on a wire, and when it goes red colour means the wire is being broken. On a wire fixes it remotely through the camera. I think that's it. You should be safe. Click the camera, click the light in front of you, and you should be okay. Alright, have a good night, and I will talk to you tomorrow.
trasparente.
Hello? Hello? Hey, Red Flag 2. By now you may have noticed that box full of parts in your office. Yeah, that came from the auction last week. They were bought from this place called Buzzbear's Scare, or something like that. We were busy unpacking and building the animatronics that we didn't have the time to lift the boxes of spare parts in your office to the parts and service room. Yeah, those parts are pretty out there. Speak of art, would Johnny ever leave the main stage? Probably not. Johnny's the most special animatronic as you can probably tell. He's the oldest designed character of all of them too. Yeah, he's the most memorable when it comes to children. I want to remind you about the usage of the air vents and the elevator. You don't really need to keep them sealed. Hey, here's an advice. Seal them when you're too busy fixing cabinet and ropes. That should work well with the elevator too. Alright, talk to you soon. But two, by now you may have noticed that box full of parts in your office. Yeah, that came from the auction last week. They were bought from this place called Bugbear Scan, or something like that. We were busy unpacking and building the animatronics that we didn't have the time to lift the boxes of spare parts in your office to the parts and services. Yeah, those parts are pretty out. Speaking of old, did Johnny ever leave the main stage? Probably not. Johnny's the most special animatronic, as you can probably tell. He's the oldest designed character of all of them, so yeah, he's the most memorable when it comes to children. I want to remind you about the usage of the air vents in the elevator. You don't really need to see it. Hey, here's a